everybody. My name is John. My last name is Zaza, Z-A-Z-A. And this is my case presentation. Number 2. This case presentation is going to be on Ray and ADHD. To start, I'm just going to give a brief overview of Ray's case. Ray was born in October of 1998, the 10th. Ray is biracial. He's a biracial male. Ray has no siblings that I know of. Ray was born in Trenton, New Jersey. His mother was white, and she was addicted to heroin cocaine at the time of giving birth to Ray. Currently, she's deceased. Ray's father is an African American, but not much is known about him. Ray was separated from his mother at birth and placed in the foster care right after birth. In his early teen, Ray was placed in an institution until he was 18 years of age. Ray never got the chance to know his mother. At 5 years of age, Ray started showing signs of inattention, impulsivity, and hyperactivity. Also, Ray started to show signs of restlessness at school and home. He could easily get agitated. Ray has a history of aggression and violence. Always on the urge when around peers and adults. No known substance abuse history at this time for Ray. Also, no known history of suicide ideation. At age 6, Ray was diagnosed with ADHD. My case conceptualization of Ray's case is that my overall view of this case is that in spite of Ray's diagnosis of attention deficit disorder, he is capable of achieving any goals he wishes to achieve. However, Ray lacks interpersonal and social skills. Ray easily gets frustrated and agitated at times, making it difficult to emotionally regulate himself in certain situations. In addition, Ray has attachment and trust issues because of his early childhood experiences of being separated from his mother at birth. Lastly, I see Ray as an individual who has a distorted view of himself and the world around him. The etiology of ADHD it has been established that by researchers that genetics plays a vital role in the development of ADHD. Parents and siblings of children with ADHD also have the disorder. Environmental factors also play a very important role in the history of ADHD, including prenatal exposure to a variety of drugs, including alcohol and cigarette, prenatal head trauma, and exposure to lead and toxin. Also, dietary factors, allergies, social-economic variables, poor parenting, excessive television watching and video games playing, school culture, parents and teacher intolerance. ADHD and diagnosis for Ray at early onset. At age 5, Years of age, Ray started showing signs of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and at age 6 years old, Ray was diagnosed as having ADHD. Ray's behavior was assessed over a 6-month period, both at home and at preschool. The consistency in Ray's behavior over the 6-month period led to his diagnosis. Speech and language delay was shown during this time of diagnosis. High sensitivity to the environment, irritability, agitation, hyperactivity, low frustration. Diagnosis continue. Ray also had poor tax organization and processing. Ray had emotions problem relating to attachment and separation, aggression, and poor social skills. My framework from the case conceptualization and my developing orientation suggests that I will be using cognitive and reality therapy to help Ray deal with his presenting problems. Cognitive therapy to help Ray deal with any negative self-thoughts, and reality therapy to enable Ray to see how the choices or decisions he makes in life can impact the outcome of his life. Ray's treatment goals. Ray's treatment goals. The goal is to help Ray through groups and individual therapy to build up his interpersonal and social skills. Also, in individual therapy, Ray and I work on negative thoughts and feelings he may be harboring. Cognitive behavior therapy and reality therapy. For example, Ray usually say in therapy, "I don't trust anybody. All my friends want to use me." Also, the short-term goal is to have Ray get a job to establish structure and consistency in his life. Ray's long-term treatment goal is for Ray to have autonomy in his life and leave his data program and assisted living arrangement where he is being monitored by staff. By exhibiting good behavior on the job and community, Ray can achieve true autonomy. Supervisor suggestions. The supervisors have suggested to me that I help Ray create a structure, fill up job applications, and send them out to help Ray get a job. Help Ray develop a routine because Ray is not working at the present time, so he goes to a day program 5 days a week from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. where he participates in group meetings and other social activities to develop his interpersonal and social skill. I meet with Ray twice a week in 45 minutes individual therapy where I try to elicit any negative thoughts or feeling he may be harboring. And I also use role playing and modeling. Application of Ray's intervention to Ray's case. The intervention I use for the conceptualization of Ray's case involve psychoeducation, teaching Ray about his disorder, pharmacology, symptoms and trigger, emotional regulation through exercise, meditation, and relaxation, supportive psychosocial treatment, working and collaborating with Ray by lending support so that he can gain meaningful employment in the community and establish stability in his life, helping Ray fill up job application and distributing on the various job sites. The research that I did suggested that if individual with ADHD form a good structured routine in their lives, it can help them stay focused and keep them emotionally regulated. Cognitive remediation therapy is another intervention I'm going to be using with Ray. Utilizing the downward spiral techniques in therapy with Ray so as to elicit any negative thoughts, feeling, and behavior that he may be having about himself and others, so that together we can find a solution that we can utilize in role playing and model situations. The summary of the articles that I used to research the disorder of ADHD states that attention deficit disorder is a chronic disorder which can affect an individual over his or her lifespan. At early onset, the disorder can be managed with proper treatment. Suggestions states that at early age, providing a quiet environment and structure small classroom setting for toddlers, children and adolescents starting preschool, primary and secondary school, where they can get a lot of attention from the teacher and attending staffs. Even in adulthood, individuals with ADHD should have a routine and structured lifestyle, according to the research. Mothers should not be separated from their children at birth and involuntarily placed in treatment because of their drugs use. Rather, both mother and child should be treated together to maintain stability in the child's life. Genetics and social economic factors should be determined prior to diagnosing. Some of the ethical considerations that I took into view it was the issue of client welfare, a support network involvement, general evaluation, assessment, and interpretation, diagnosis of mental disorder, proper diagnosing, cultural sensitivity, treatment modality, scientific basis for treatment, issue of consent and confidentiality. So these are some of the ethical considerations that I took into consideration when I did Ray's case, when I look at Ray's case. So, questions for consideration. How can you help Ray develop trust with those he encounters in his daily life? Can Ray really develop trust in anyone given his life history? Should Ray have been separated from his mother at birth because of her drug use while pregnant? So these are the questions that I would like for you to take into consideration and give me a feedback on these questions. I will be looking forward to hearing from you. And these are my references that I have in regards to this case. I would just like to say thank you for listening to my presentation, and I wish everybody keeps safe, and goodbye.